All right, welcome back. I'm here with Candy Reed with Hoops for Healing. Thanks so much for being here this morning.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Well, let's go ahead and talk about these hula hoops. Now, tell me, what exactly is Hoops for Healing?
Hoops for Healing is a family-owned business that we started after I had cancer. I was looking for a way to get into shape, and I'd heard that hooping was the way to do that. I couldn't handle a Walmart hoop. My exercise was picking up off the floor when it would drop. So we just decided to start making our own hoops, and it just went from there.
So now, how did you come up with the idea to make the hoop? What did you think to make it out of, and how do you do it?
Well, I Googled it actually, and there's a lot of people out there that give us wonderful ideas, and I found out what kind of tubing I needed to use and what kind of tape I needed to use, and we just went home and did some experimenting, and it wasn't as easy as I thought it was going to be, but after some tweaking, we got what we wanted.
Fantastic. Now, you actually have a whole business around these hoops. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, basically it was a business that was started by accident, just a way for our family to have fun and get in shape. And when others saw what we were doing, they were interested and asked for hoops. And so it just kind of went from there. And so basically I have a website, hoopsforhealing.com, and I just take orders through the website, and basically it's word of mouth. One of my customers, I'm not sure exactly how old she is, but she's probably in her 60s. She picked up a hoop and started hooping, and she lost about 50 pounds. And so her friends are constantly asking, and so she sells a lot of hoops for me just on her own. But it's a lot of word of mouth is how it usually works.
That is so awesome. Talk a little bit about the benefits of hooping. You said that a lot of people use it for health benefits. What are some of the things that you've seen from this?
Well, just from the research that I've done, I'm not a doctor, of course, but just from the research that I've done, I've found that hooping will actually engage the large muscles of the body, the abs, the rear, the thighs, and when you do that, it's increasing your blood flow, getting your heart rate up, and your body is going to burn fat to fuel those muscles. It's going to burn calories, about the equivalent of a high-impact aerobic class, but it's low impact, so you don't have the chance for hurting your joints. And because of the increased blood flow to your brain, it's very energizing. It's about the same as taking a quick little power nap. Another benefit, well, you got the toning and defining going on. Those large muscles are having to stretch and pull to keep that hoop going, and you're going to get some definition in those areas. And also, it promotes a sense of well-being, because most of us haven't even thought about picking up a hoop. And if we think about it, normally our thought is, I can't do that. And so when you pull yourself out of your comfort zone and you realize, I can do this, that's just a wonderful feeling. And you can't hoop without laughing. It just can't be done.
That's very true. And this is also one of the things that we were talking about, I love, is this is a family activity. You were telling me that somebody in your family is a pro at hula hooping. Talk a little bit about that.
My baby girl is 9 years old now. We started the business when she was about 6, and she just picked up a hoop, and she can hoop with a hoop that comes from Walmart, the little bitty ones, or hoops that are this size or even bigger. She can hoop with a few hoops. She can do the Cupid shuffle while she's hooping. She can eat a bowl of cereal. She just loves it. She's just great.
That's awesome. Eat a bowl of cereal. We need to have her back on to do that, because that's really funny. So she's been doing it for a really long time. Talk about the family time you're able to have while you're hooping.
Well, it depends on who's over. I've actually had hooping contests with some of my older son's friends. I have a 20-year-old and a 17-year-old, as well as my younger children. And we've had hooping contests, which I won, by the way. He finally dropped it at 48 minutes. And but sometimes we'll get out in the backyard and just for fun hoop, that kind of thing. We'll go to the park with it.
48 minutes. How long did you hoop for?
Well, I stopped when he stopped. I had to go cook supper.
Oh. That's the only time you stop hooping, is when you have to go to supper. That is so awesome. All right, welcome back to Good Day. I am here with Candy Reed with Hoops for Healing. Earlier we talked about how she makes these hoops, and you can check it out on hoopsforhealing.com. But right now she's going to teach me how to hula hoop, and Chris is going to do it as well. Now,
don't expect much. I said don't expect much.
Now, these hoops are actually specially made larger. Why are they larger than the average hoop?
Well, for any adult that's tried a Walmart hoop lately, and you'll find that 98% of people can't keep them up, these are actually weighted. They'll stay on you a little bit easier. They've got the tape for gripping, and also the fact that they're larger, which it seems intimidating, but actually works to the better. You don't have to move your body quite as much to keep it up. So it's going to work to your benefit that it's larger.
All right, fantastic. Well, now what I want to do is I'm going to hand you the mic. Be very careful with it. And you're going to give me some tips as I'm hooping, okay? Here we go. And Chris, so let us know how we're doing. All right.
Okay.
Here we go.
Go ahead. Just see what you can do first before I give instructions. There you go. Okay. If you start to drop it, kind of shimmy and shake it back up.
Okay. Do I keep my legs
Look at
together or apart?
Whatever works better. There you go. You're doing it. You're doing great.
Okay, what should I be doing?
Well, you know what? If we just do that, you're working your body out right there. And once your body gets adjusted to that, you can squat, get your thighs working some more. Yeah. If we had some music, you can put on some music and do some dance moves. You know, you can just do a lot of things to exercise with a hula hoop. And I need to help Chris, I think. Yeah.
Tell Chris what to do.
Okay. So all right, there you go. One thing you want to do is if the circle motion doesn't come easy to you, you can put one foot beside of the other and just think forward and back as fast as you can go, and start it off on the flat of your back instead of in the middle. Just forward and back. I don't know that I could hoop with a suit on either, but
Chris, I think the only thing that's great about that hoop is it matches your tie. It's really not getting much action on Chris over here. So great.
To be honest with you, when I first started hooping, I could not do it either. I'm rhythmically challenged myself, so I had to really concentrate, like put my hands in the air and stick my tongue out. But after a while, it got to where it was really easy, and it's nothing at all. So don't give up hope. There's still, you can hoop if you just got to practice it with it. Okay.
Miss Pat, come on over here. This is Candy's friend, Miss Pat, and she was telling me a story a little bit before the break. Tell me about your experience with hooping.
Oh, well, when Candy first started making these, we used to be in a playgroup together with our kids, and we'd be out in the park, and she would bring them and hoop. And we'd all sit around in chairs and just watch her, because none of us wanted to do that, you know. But she made it look so much fun and so easy, so one by one we started doing it. And, you know, sometimes we'd have like 4 or 5 ladies in the park hula hooping with the kids, and it was a lot of fun. So,
well, show us your skills right now. And Miss Candy, you come over here, and I'm going to ask you. You told me earlier we want to get you in the shot, so stay close as you can. Tell me about your friend you said that lost a ton of weight doing this.
I have a friend that lost about 50 pounds, and she said that what she did when she was at home, anytime she was on the telephone talking or watching TV, she would just hoop. And she ate right, of course. You can't eat like a pig and hoop and expect to see any results. But if you eat, you know, like you should, and you hula hoop, you're going to see some results. And she's just one of many, but that's my favorite story, because this friend of mine is in her 60s, and she was just so excited to see the transformation that took place. It was really exciting to see.
All right, fantastic. So now tell us again your special family member and the fun things that you get to do. This is a great family activity that you can do with your family. Tell us about that.
Well, we hoop at home. Sometimes we'll get out in the backyard and just do different tricks, or we'll put on some music and dance. It's a lot, especially my baby girl. She loves to hoop with me, and we do fun things with it. My older boys, not so much, but they still do sometimes. And also my older son's friends, we've sometimes had hooping contests and that kind of thing, and I win usually.
That's awesome. Okay, Chris, I want you to try to hula hoop one more time for us before we go. You can do it, Chris. Or you say, oh, try to get Miss Pat in there too. Oh, Chris, you're so close. What could he do differently?
Well, we would probably need to lose the jacket. That might be a little easier because it's kind of slippery. And but so when you're at home and you try this, don't have the jacket on, and you want to start it in the back, middle of your back, and work forward and back. And when you start to drop it, go faster or shimmy it back up, and don't give up. The first time, it was so hard for me. The first time I got it to go around just 10 rotations, all the kids clapped. So just don't give up. That would be the thing that I would say. It makes you smile, yeah.
Can I walk and do this?
Probably.
I think I'm going to have to practice that a little bit more. I was going to say that I was very amazed because I have never been able to hula hoop, and I have to admit I practiced a little bit before the break, and I've never been able to hula hoop when I was hula hooping. So this is great that you actually have invented these larger hoops, right?
Oh, no. It was actually been around out west a lot more. That's where I got some of the ideas from. But when I first wanted to get a larger hoop, I started calling around here in Albany asking, and I was actually laughed at some of the sporting goods stores. So that's when I decided, okay, kids, you're on your own. See what you can do. And that's when these came up. But there are actually a lot of other people that make hoops. And there are probably some in the area by now. I'm just not aware of any.
All right, well, if you guys want to check this out some more, and you can actually buy these hoops, it's hoopsforhealing.com, and she might do a little bit of a teaser here. She might be having some hooping classes coming up in the near future, so keep your eye open for that.